When a woman realizes she's lost a high-value man, it's more than just missing someone. It's a wake-up call that shakes her at the core. Suddenly, she starts seeing everything she took for granted, every trait she brushed off, every moment she let slip by. This isn't just regret, it's the hard truth settling in. Some losses are irreplaceable, and understanding this can change how you carry yourself moving forward. The first thing she feels is shock. Denial kicks in fast. Her ego tells her she's fine, that your absence doesn't matter. But as reality sinks in, her mind starts racing. She replays old conversations, scrolls through messages, and relives memories trying to make sense of it all. Deep down, she never believed you'd truly walk away. And that's why the realization cuts so deep. She sees now that you had qualities she might never find again: patience, ambition, strength under pressure. Her pride tells her to move on, but her mind and heart start to disagree. She questions herself, did I mess this up? Was I wrong about him? That quiet self-doubt grows louder. Losing you wasn't just about losing a person. It's a hit to her confidence, her perception, and her choices. And just when she thinks she's over it, the comparison game begins. Every new guy she meets is measured against you. She might try to date, to move forward, but your shadow lingers. Every man becomes a mirror, reminding her what she had and what she let go. She notices when they lack your calm, your vision, your leadership, and it starts to hit her. Those things weren't common, they were rare. You were rare, and now you're gone. This is where the weight of her decision really sets in. Because she's not just missing the idea of you, she's realizing the value of you. As a high-value man, remember this: your presence changes people. When you walk away, it leaves a space that most can't fill. So don't chase closure. Don't wait for her to see it. Just keep being who you are, because in time, the truth always reveals itself. And she'll know exactly what she lost. She'll look at other relationships around her, comparing the behaviors, values, and intentions of other men with yours. And when those men fall short, or act in ways you never would, she feels a subtle ache, a growing void that quietly reminds her of what she lost. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's constant. In that space, she starts to understand something powerful. Not every man has the capacity to make her feel the way you did. The connection you shared, even with its flaws, was built on something rare: deep-rooted principles, self-discipline, patience, and presence. She begins to realize these aren't just attractive traits, they're foundational values that shape a man's character, the kind of values that most people struggle to live by. And as this clarity grows, so does her regret. Each new encounter, each failed spark with someone else, only highlights the depth of what she let go. Then comes the next stage: regret and self-reflection. This is where things get quiet. She stops searching for distractions. She's not out meeting people or trying to replace you anymore. Instead, she's alone, with her thoughts, her memories, and the weight of her choices. The regret now isn't just about losing you. It's about losing a version of herself that once connected with someone as grounded and intentional as you. She starts asking hard questions. Did I take him for granted? Was I reacting out of pride? Why couldn't I just appreciate him when I had the chance? In those quiet moments, the truth hits. Every argument, every dismissive word, every moment she pulled away instead of leaning in, they all come back. She starts to see that you were the one who showed up, fully, honestly, and she was the one who held back. That regret isn't temporary, it lingers. It grows with every realization of how rare your integrity, patience, and presence really were. She may find herself thinking late at night, wondering what could have happened if she had been just a little more understanding, a little more willing to grow. She'll remember how you supported her, how you stayed solid even when things got hard. And it stings, because it's not just about losing a good man, it's about realizing she wasn't ready for him. That's when the desire to reconnect begins to creep in. It's not about pride anymore. It's not about winning or being right. It's about that deep, heavy feeling that something was left unfinished. She might feel the urge to reach out, to clear the air, to apologize for the things she dismissed before. The longing comes from a place of truth, of knowing she made a mistake. She may imagine what it would be like to start over, to do it right. This time, she may tell herself that if she had the chance again, she'd show up differently, because by now she understands something she didn't before. You were a man of value. And those kinds of men don't just come around again. Sometimes it's only in hindsight that we realize what truly mattered. There comes a moment, quiet but profound, when she begins to reflect, not just on who you were, but on who she was when she was with you. And it dawns on her, you brought out a version of her she didn't even know existed, a better version. Not because you tried to change her, but because your presence made her feel safe, seen and valued. She starts to remember your consistency, your patience, and the quiet strength you carried. These weren't things she always appreciated at the time, but now they echo in her mind as qualities she longs to feel again. And now she wishes she could bring that back. The truth, however, is that by the time this realization comes, you've likely moved on. You've grown, evolved, and stepped into your own power. Deep down, she knows reaching out may not change anything, but the desire remains, not because it's possible, but because it's something she wishes could be, even if it's just a distant dream that never fully fades. Eventually, after the longing, the regret, and the quiet hope, she arrives at something like acceptance. It's not necessarily peaceful. Sometimes it feels more like silent resignation. She understands that the chapter has closed, that your life no longer has space for what once was. This acceptance becomes a turning point. It forces her to grow. Slowly, she begins taking responsibility, recognizing her own patterns and learning from the loss. She starts to value loyalty, integrity, humility, traits you embodied that she may have taken for granted. And even if she never finds someone quite like you, she carries the lesson. She remembers the version of herself she was with you, a version she once admired but couldn't hold on to. And in that reflection, she begins to reshape how she sees herself, how she loves, and how she connects with others. But even with acceptance, reminders remain. They don't always come from obvious places. A song on the radio, a familiar scent, a place you once visited together. They creep in unexpectedly, pulling her back into moments she thought were buried. These aren't just memories, they're emotional echoes. They remind her of the bond you shared, of the comfort and authenticity she felt by your side. She may try to brush them off, convince herself they're just passing thoughts. But as time goes on, these reminders become part of her daily life, a constant, quiet reflection of what was lost. Each one deepens her understanding that what she had with you wasn't ordinary. It was real, it mattered, and it left a mark. As she faces these reminders, something else begins to settle in, a growing sense of emptiness. Not just loneliness, but a deeper void. One that comes from realizing no one else seems to understand her the way you did. It's not just about missing you, it's about missing how she felt around you, safe, valued, understood. She may keep herself busy, try new hobbies, explore new connections, but nothing seems to fill that space. Every distraction is temporary. Every new experience is just a shadow of what once was. The emptiness remains, quiet but persistent, like a space that once held something irreplaceable. A connection that wasn't surface level, but rooted in truth and emotional depth. And even as she moves forward, even as she continues to grow, there will always be a part of her that remembers, not with bitterness, but with quiet respect, because you weren't just a chapter, you were a turning point, a lesson in what it means to be loved deeply. and to lose something rare. This emptiness can often serve as a catalyst for her to look within, recognizing the profound impact you had on her. She begins to understand that you weren't just someone passing through her life. You were someone who added depth, stability, and meaning. This realization intensifies her regret, making her wish she had held on to you, cherished you more, and truly appreciated everything you provided. In the quiet moments of self-reflection, she starts to see her own mistakes more clearly than ever before. It's no longer just about feeling regret. It's about understanding the specific actions and attitudes that led to this outcome. This is the phase where she confronts the habits, insecurities, and assumptions that created distance between you two. She remembers the times she dismissed your kindness or took your efforts for granted. She recalls arguments where pride took control, pushing you away when understanding was what was needed most. The realization of her mistakes is deeply humbling. She begins to see how, in small moments, she could have been kinder, more supportive, or more patient. Every action she regrets now feels magnified, and she understands that it wasn't just one moment that led to losing you. It was a series of small choices building up over time. Each memory acts as a reminder of how, bit by bit, she eroded the foundation of what you two had. This phase is often painful because it forces her to take accountability, something she may have avoided in the past. She has to admit that the loss she feels is partially due to her own actions. As she comes to terms with this, she realizes that the qualities you possessed, your patience, understanding, and loyalty, were rare, and that her failure to nurture those qualities in you was a significant mistake. Following this intense self-reflection, a genuine desire to improve herself begins to emerge. Losing you becomes the catalyst for her personal growth. She now understands that certain traits or behaviors she held onto have ultimately kept her from experiencing a deep, meaningful connection. This isn't an easy phase. It's uncomfortable, as it forces her to face parts of herself she once ignored or justified. She might realize she needs to work on her communication, her ability to trust, or her tendency to let pride overshadow what truly matters. This self-improvement journey often leads her to seek out resources, whether it's self-help books, therapy, or advice from friends. She's now motivated by the understanding that if she doesn't change, she risks losing valuable connections. Again, while she may have brushed off these issues before, losing you has given her the push she needed to confront them head-on. Her desire to grow is driven by the hope that one day she might be able to experience the kind of connection she had with you again. She knows she can't change the past, but this phase allows her to work towards a better future. It's her way of paying tribute to what you represented in her life, a reminder that high-value relationships require high-value qualities. She realizes that if she wants someone like you in her life again, she must also become someone who values and nurtures such a connection. This is the journey she goes through when she realizes she's lost a high-value man. It's a powerful reminder of the impact you bring just by being true to yourself and your values. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more wisdom on stoicism, relationships, and self-mastery. Drop a comment below and let us know what stood out most to you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching and stay grounded.